we not even close to friends. Comprehend what I send, bringing water many men. Principalities, they fallacies, those shorty keep a pallet. Through the weed, I'm smoking flowery. I woke up feeling power, please the villain, it's like Bowser B. I'm walking through the clouds, you see you better get from round the G. I'm shrouded in that mastery. They call me Schwetzer, living masterpiece. I woke up with bread inside my bed just like I'm Master P. I don't ever play to get ahead, I'd rather smash a beat. I'ma keep a 40 by my head, I'm ready for tragedies. Healing cause we're spilling guts, Schwetzy signal Robitus. I'm sweet without the icing. I get on my pay up in advance just like a stipend. Why these people always come around, ask where they life went. Schwetzy keep his mind so hella sharp, just like an ice pick. Like an ice pick, like an ice pick, baby, like an ice pick, like an ice pick, like an ice pick, like an ice pick, baby, like a. I cut out the lights quick, Schwetzy let his sights drift to a place with lights dim enough to crack a slight grin and smile, cause that's where it all is. Can't hang with your fellas, they all fit. They tellin' a lot where it falls skin. I crank up the heat, let them fall in. Okay, Schwetzy just float on the beat, can't croak, got enough hope, no defeat. Take it slow and keep my nose so clean. You ain't never met another motherfucker just like me. Me. Yes, sir. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Forgetting to fucking pause the shit over here. Start getting fucking ads, all type of ad systems blown into my fucking eardrums and shit. But anyways, welcome back to the communication station, ladies and gentlemen. As you can tell, it's morphin time. You're here with your mighty morphin Space Ranger. Schwetzy in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna get started right away. You know what I mean? It's been a little while since I've went live, going on like a week or some shit like that, I would say. Just in the process of getting my album out and everything like that. I'm obviously, if you've been following my channel and watching me, you seeing that I'm uploading my album in a different type of way. Like, it's not exactly gonna be just like one fucking album uploaded at one time. Like, I'm gonna kind of space it out, and I'm doing that for a specific purpose. So y'all just stay tuned for that. You know what I'm saying? You'll see each song getting uploaded individually. Y'all stay tuned for that. The one that I just now played is actually off of the new album. That's Take a Look and See. That was the most viewed song as of right now. So that's the one I chose for the live stream today, because it seemed like everybody liked that shit. But y'all stay tuned for the album. Y'all run them plays up, like and comment. You know what I'm saying? If you fuck with it or whatever, y'all just go check them hoes out. There's a couple songs on there that ain't necessarily getting the love they deserve right now, but it's only like 6 songs that's been uploaded at this point anyways. But still, you know what I'm saying? There's a couple on there that ain't getting the love they deserve as of right now. So y'all go and check that shit out. Stay on the lookout for the Each One Teach One course. I'm going to be teaching a class as a guest teacher on their platform coming up soon. My class is December the 23rd. We have some people getting started sooner than that, though. I think the first class is the 16th of December. I'm going to share the information on my YouTube page, so you guys stay tuned for that as well. If any of you guys want to sign up for the class, you can go and do that. It's going to be me there. There's a bunch of other good guest teachers there: Mooney Mercury Baby, Zay Quarter, Saint Uno, Dave Beyond, a bunch of people I've collabed with in the past, and y'all have seen probably by hanging around my channel and shit like that. So y'all stay tuned for that. Be on the lookout for my posts on YouTube and Instagram. If you follow me on that side, you can go and check out my Instagram post as well. And I'll have all the information there, all the links where you need to go and sign up and all that shit. So y'all stay tuned for that stuff as well. We gonna be kicking some shit this month. And well, actually, it doesn't end until February. I don't think the last class is like February the 2nd or some shit like that. So y'all just keep that in mind. It's gonna be a thing that lasts for a while. It's going to be a thing that lasts for a while. I think it's like 2 classes a week at this point or something. If I read the itinerary schedule, whatever the fuck you want to call it correctly. If I read that correctly, I think it's like 2 classes a week, maybe more frequently than that. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? But all that aside, all the fucking ads and all that shit out of the way, you know what I mean? Let's get into the actual content of the video today. So the reason why I titled this video as Translucent Talk, we're basically going to jump around a few different topics today and have some real world life type of examples to correlate to them. But we're just going to bounce around from a few topics today. The reason I titled it Translucent Talk is because of the fact of, due to my experiences, I've kind of noticed that majority of the world is kind of translucent in a way. You don't really see what they have going on behind closed doors or on the inside of the room. Like, you don't really see the full picture. You can kind of only see like the light shining through the glass or whatever, as far as when we get into speaking in analogies and shit like that, or metaphorically speaking and shit like that, you know. So like, take it as like a opaque glass pane, aka, or translucent glass pane. Only all you see through it, you might see if a person standing on the other side, you might see the shadow of it. Or if it's like looking to the outside world, you might see the shadow of like a tree or like a mountain or some shit like that. And you will see the sunshine shining through it, but ever so slightly. Like, you will never get the full extent of the brightness and shit like that. You will only get like a percentage level of it. It dims it, you know what I'm saying? It kind of muddies it up, misconstrued it. And that's just due to, you know, what we live in. We live in a physical body right now. Everything is like a mask. It's like a cloak, a filtering system of some sort. You know what I mean? As far as, even to the point of just somebody picking up your vibe, like, you know what I'm saying? Or the frequency that you on at the moment. Like, sometimes even that shit can be misconstrued in a way. And like, I'm just sitting here thinking about the shit. It seemed like even just the physical body and the organs itself have a little bit of something to do with it. So like, when your vibe or your aura or whatever you want to call it, your energy, whatever, when it even passed through like your organs and your sweat glands and your pores and shit like that, even the fact that it have to pass through that to be like a wave of influence or a current that can draw people in or gravitate attention in some type of way, like, even that's why you'll have situations like, yeah, now that I think about this shit, like, that's actually true. Like, the pores and shit like that kind of block what type of timing a person's really on. So for example, you'll have like situations where people will, like, there's a certain person on the internet or in some type of position, like a rapper or some shit like that, but they're ever so mysterious. Like, you never really know, like, you can't even tell if this is a good person or not. You can't ever really tell how they're moving secretly behind closed doors. Like, you can't ever really tell how they're thinking or feeling at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll have that situation, then you'll have another situation where it's another person who's in some type of desirable position or some shit like that, maybe a YouTuber, a streamer, a rapper, some shit like that, and everyone think that they're like super benevolent. Like, they might have seen them go and take photos with a paparazzi who was annoying the fuck out of them, and they just gave them a little bit of grace and kindness for that day. Or there's like a video of them handing like a homeless person some fucking handing a homeless person some money or some food or something like that. But meanwhile, behind closed doors, this is like the most demonic, evil, like into all type of weird, fucked up shit type of person that there is. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're speaking about when we're talking about translucent. That's just like the human paradigm, the human experience down here at the moment. For some reason, it seems as though everything can't really be seen in its totality, or seen. Nobody can really show a face of showing like who they really are. Like, that's the trouble that we are kind of like, as humanity, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even identify with that. I don't even want to be a part of that in any type of way. I don't consider myself a part of that. But humanity as a whole, it seemed like nobody can just embody the right type of characteristic and trait, or the right type of character that can show some type of uniqueness or individuality, because that's what the game is all about down here now. You know what I'm saying? And like, I've told y'all a little bit about this before, but like, as humans, y'all need to realize, like, you have no choice but to be an individual. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you're going to sit here and copy somebody's moves play by play, word for word, completely plagiarize everything, even down to like if you are like a content creator or some shit, like all the way to the point where you just stealing people's talking points and you stealing people's content, or like re-uploading people's videos and shit like that. Like even when it comes down to that tip, you know what I'm saying? Or even if, like, say for example, you're writing a story, you're writing a book, you know what I mean? And you're copying it word for word, you still have no choice but to do it in your own individual unique way. Even if shit is being copied to the fullest degree, there's going to be a certain thing that you do as an individual that can't nobody else do and can't nobody else replicate. Same thing with whatever content, book, movie, fucking piece of content to make a YouTube video out of, whatever it is that you're copying at the moment, you still have no choice but to do that as an individual. Even if you're copying every single detail down to the smallest of details, you still have no choice but to be an individual. You're gonna paint on the canvas, your brush stroke is going to go a certain way, and it's just going to look slightly different than the person who initially did it, but that's still an aspect of showing your individuality. You know what I'm saying? You have no choice. You have no choice but to be an individual. So whenever we see people who are like extreme followers and always only doing shit for the sake of, because the environment will agree with it, or to be extremely relatable at the moment or something like that, you need to realize you have no choice but to play that out in your own way. Even if we get down to frequencies, vibrations, certain energies, when we get down to characters, characteristics and traits, morality systems, philosophical points of views, meanings and reasonings and shit like that, you can copy all this shit from another individual, or from a specific environment that you go into whenever you're dealing with other individuals and shit like that, and it's just agreeable at the moment, or you know that you could be extra relatable and get more support that you might not typically get just by you being yourself in this environment or some shit like that, or what you think. Like 9 times out of 10, being yourself in every environment is what's actually best for you. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times we come up with predispositions based upon how what type of response we think we're going to get from things, aka due to a lot of people in their upbringing having people like disagree with or shut down like true expressions of uniqueness and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so a lot of people might have experienced some shit like that coming up. So now whenever you get older, you already have this idea in your head like, okay, I need to morph, mighty morphin time. I need to morph myself and mold myself to fit within this box. That way, whenever I go into this environment, I know that I will get more support and I won't get that shut down type of abandonment type of you don't make no fucking sense, you stupid peasant type of energy that you would have got from your childhood or some shit like that. You dumbass child, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Or you dumbass child, why are you being goofy right now? Like it's time to be serious. Like, oh, you dumbass child. You know what I mean? Just shit like that. And everyone has experienced like a small percentage level of that energy. I can guarantee it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you have the most like softest, kindest, most supportive parents in the world, I guarantee you there was a time when you was a kid where they just had a bad day or some shit like that, or they had been letting a lot of shit build up in their life to the point where, you know, you come in the kitchen doing some dumbass shit or show them a picture that you just drew or some shit, and they're already in their mind like ready to fucking snap. And the moment they hear an annoying ass child's voice in their ear, all of a sudden it's like, go and throw that fucking picture away. That looks like shit. You don't know how to draw, or you know what I'm saying? Like, stop trying to be funny right now. Like, leave me the fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I guarantee everyone's experienced a percentage level of that energy. But that's where the precognition come from, as far as how you develop a mentality and you develop characteristics and traits off of that block you from being yourself, or who you truly are, or a better version of yourself at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That those are the things, that's where it stemmed from, to bring you to a point where you feel like you don't need to be yourself now. And this is the thing about it too. Individuals who have realized this from like a much earlier age, and you're already like, you've been putting into work for like 7 to 10 years or some shit like that, just to get back to your own individuality and your own individual expression and shit like that. Like, y'all, people who are at that point already, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know even if there is times where you adopt certain personality traits or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You still know how to not stray too far outside of your own self to quote unquote get what you want at the moment. You know what I'm saying? And that's not saying to manipulate everybody. That's not saying to manipulate every situation. And that's also not saying to diminish your value and accept less at the moment and bring yourself to a place where you don't want to be to exhibit certain characteristics and traits to get some type of monetary value or some position at your job that you want at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not to say to necessarily do that, but people who know themselves truly to the fullest extent can adopt and utilize certain characteristics and traits and certain personality traits as some kind of a tool to move through environments better. You know what I'm saying? But still, like, don't, if you're early on in this shit and you just self-identify with any old characteristic and trait, any old idea and feeling that you have in your mind and shit like that, like, don't try to hop into that lane of being like, oh yeah, like I can utilize this here and this here and this here, and then all of a sudden you back to that point of being like, oh fuck, I don't remember who I am again because all this false shit that I'm attaching to myself at the moment to try to get this money or try to get this position or try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that necessarily wasn't good for me. So y'all just keep that in mind. That's not necessarily like you have to be like really advanced to be able to utilize a tool like that and not get lost into some concept of self-identifying with shit that's not necessarily for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing too. The product that you can produce from switching up or going outside of your own individuality to adopt some type of characteristic and trait, 9 times out of 10 the product that brings ain't even for you anyways, and that's like not even the direction you was trying to go in anyways, and you kind of like furthering yourself from God anyways. You know what I'm saying? So like, just take that into consideration. 9 times out of 10 the product isn't even something that you want anyways. I'm just speaking on this aspect for people who might not have like a high level of self-worth or something like that, or people who might not like be moving with purpose or have any type of path or mission that they're on at the moment, so that you guys, you know what I'm saying, you can see how, you know what I'm saying, it can take you away from your individuality and confuse you and finesse you out of who you really are. But at the same time, it can put you into certain positions. Like, you can adopt the right type of environment internally. You can adopt the right type of characteristics and traits to put you in position where, yeah, you do get that manager position, or yeah, you do get that new job that you wanted, or yeah, you do get certain relationships and certain levels of support and shit like that. So it's not entirely useless. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of more so need to be in a perspective where if you don't have a path and you don't have a mission, you don't have a purpose, you at least know what you're doing a little bit, so that you're not going to be somebody who you're not all the time just because you needed that for this short period of time to get you into that job or get you into that position that you're wanting at the moment. So yeah, everything is translucent down here. Everything is translucent. You only gonna see the surface level, and that's why I think the internet has done a good job of finessing us over these last few years. When we get into certain channels and we get into certain like news channels, specifically channels on YouTube that be doing shadow government psyops. You know what I'm saying? Specifically those type of channels. But you know that this plays out into, when I say that, a lot of people aren't going to be able to like discern and identify when it's just like a regular person like me who's just sitting on their computer behind the screen or whatever. Like, y'all wouldn't necessarily be able to discern if I was a person who was pushing government psyops, or another person who's doing the exact same type of content. You wouldn't necessarily be able to discern when that type of person is pushing government psyops, or like a YouTube streamer whose content is predicated towards entertainment or gaming shit and stuff like that, when they start pushing government psyops, or just the fact of certain shit like that being a psyop in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Or when we get into just psyop mentalities, like, this person might not necessarily even be pushing a certain agenda physically, or making y'all view or pay attention to certain things physically, but it might just be the mentality that this person is carrying. It might just be the frequency and vibe that this person is carrying. You know what I'm saying? It might be the characteristic and traits that this person is exhibiting at the moment. It might be the character that they have at the moment. That might be the psyop. The mentality itself might be the psyop. You know what I'm saying? Because a truly spiritual person who is actually spiritually inclined can tell when a person is getting utilized as a vessel for certain mentalities based on the spirits who run the shadow government and shit like that. So like I was saying, the internet has done a good job in the past few years of convincing us that people give a fuck more than they actually do. And that's why excuse me, sorry y'all, I had to hit the weed pen one time. That won't make me cough too much, you know what I'm saying? That pen is too strong, you know, too strong. But anyways, like I was saying, these motherfuckers have done a good job over the past, let's say, like 7 to 10 years, maybe even further than that. But let's say 10 to 12 years, maybe even further than that. But the past 10 to 12 years, they've done a good job of shifting everyone's attention to the point where they think that the common man gives more of a fuck than they actually do. That's why what has been in main prevalence over these past 10 to 12 years, the things that gravitate a lot of attention on the internet are talking points like conspiracy theories. You get what I'm saying? That has been like a very popular thing over the last 10 to 12 years. You know what I'm saying? And that's why that has gravitated so much attention. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, everyone knows that the government lies to us. You know what I'm saying? Everyone knows that the government keeps secrets. Everyone knows that the government ain't for you. They're not personally looking out for you. They're not personally putting fucking dollars in your bank account. If anything, they're taking from you at every chance that they get. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is aware of this at this point. Even grandma and grandpa are aware of this shit at this point. You get what I'm saying? The only difference is certain individuals choose to still correlate to government. And you see this a lot more with older people. You don't really see this with younger people so much anymore. You get what I'm saying? But older folks, grandma and grandpa, will directly know that the government lies to them. They've seen the documents, they've seen the magazine articles that have gotten posted, they've seen the CIA release all these blacklisted fucking covert operations missions and shit like that. Like they've seen them. You know what I'm saying? So they know the government lies. They know the government keeps secrets. They know that the government kill US citizens at certain times when it deemed necessary and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So old folks are aware of this, but old folks will still be the ones who actually tune into the news station every night, actually go and vote every 4 years, and actually, you know what I'm saying? Like even though deep within themselves, you can even have a conversation with an old person along these lines. You know what I'm saying? An old person will even know within themselves that they can't trust the government, but they will still blindly follow everything that they say. Like, but beyond just the voting registration and tuning into the news channel, these would be the same type of people who, as soon as the government tell them they need to go get a vaccine put in their vein, that's the moment they go and do that. The moment that the government tell them they need to put a mask on their face, that's the moment they go and do that. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the people who more so would blindly follow. You know what I mean? But the common man on a level of who is like majority, who actually is majority right now. Hold on, let me look up something real quick. What is the majority age group on Earth right now? The most common age group globally is between. Fuck, you had to reload. The most common age group globally is between 25 and 64. I mean, Okay, that don't make any sense. That don't make any sense. So I'm just gonna break this shit down the way that I'm gonna break it down. You know what I'm saying? Because that don't even make any sense. The most common age group globally is between 25 and 64 years old. Yeah, duh. I mean, the 25 to 64, that's a hell of a fucking gap. You know what I'm saying? You're basically saying, yeah, besides teenagers, people who are 0 to 24 and people who are old fucks who are 65 and older, yeah. If these people didn't exist, all there would be was people who is between 25 and 64. Like, yeah, fucking obviously, duh. I mean, duh. Like, I mean, fuck. God damn. Google stupid. Google is stupid. I'm looking for like an age group of like fucking 10 years or like what's the length of like a generation? A decade. You know what I'm saying? A decade or some shit like that. They giving me a goddamn grouping of fucking 35 years or more. What the fuck? But anyways, so yeah, if it wasn't for that's basically what they just told me. Yeah, besides teenagers and people who are fucking old enough to be your great grandparents, yeah, the only people there is 25 to 60. Yes, duh. I mean, fucking A. What did you think else there was? You know what I mean? What would you think the majority would be if you set it up in that type of category? You dumb fuck. Jesus Christ. That shit need to be segmented out into like 10-year segments, 20-year segments, something like that. Even 20's pushing it though. 10 to 15-year segments. Get y'all shit together, Bing or fucking whatever search engine I was using, because I don't even be using Google for real. My fucking PC is set up to some other shit. So yeah, we're gonna break this shit down how I was actually gonna say it instead of taking the advice of fucking the search engine, because it just gave me the longest fucking grouping I've ever seen in my entire life. So what we're gonna actually consider and talk about is my own experiences. You know what I'm saying? Majority of people that I encounter are between the ages of what I am now, 20s. So I'm 24. We'll say majority of people that I meet now are between 18 and like 50. You know what I'm saying? So that's like majority of the world. Majority of the people that I encounter with, majority of the people that I see on the streets, I would estimate that these people are between the ages of like 18 and like 40. Let's not say 50. 50's kind of pushing it because I still be seeing some lost ass 50-year-olds who still be doing the shit how I was talking about with the older individuals who be ready to go and put their mask on, ready to go and vote, ready to go and protest as soon as the government give the word and shit like that, even knowing that they lie and knowing that they're distrustworthy and shit like that, or untrustworthy. I said distrustworthy. Is that even a word? I don't think it is. Let's keep on moving. So anyways, the majority of people that I see are between the ages of 18 years old and 40 years old. That's the majority of people I see out in public. That's the majority of people that I work jobs with. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So the thing to take into consideration is, and I didn't know this because I had encountered the rare few. I guess just because I'm able to refute that shit, or maybe just due to the fact where shit play out in a domino effect type of way, and like life is kind of guiding me to positions where I need to be hearing about this shit, aka like whatever the government has going on, or maybe they're trying to push influence on me more or some shit like that because I'm not as susceptible to it or something like that. But like I was saying, I like a lot earlier in my life, I had encountered the rare few, as far as people who always want to be talking about government shit, people who always want to be talking about conspiracy theories and all this type of shit. But this is the thing about it. Even the people who talk about it a lot of the time don't actually really even give a fuck about it for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I have ran into those rare few where they'll still be talking about these talking points, and there'll be a young person around my age, but still every 4 years they go out and vote and try to influence everyone else to do the same thing. But for the most part, the common man, 18 to 40 years old, does not give a fuck about even voting, does not give a fuck about even a conspiracy theory. Like, they already know that everything the government says is bullshit. They already know that everything the government says is a lie. You know what I mean? A lot of people will just talk about this shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I need y'all to take into consideration and really pay attention to. These things were designed in this manner for a very specific reason. I want you to know right now, it does not fucking matter whether you have an opinion towards it. You could not give a single fuck about it. But the fact that you're using it as a talking point right now and paying attention to it, you are giving them the energy that they need to manifest with that. You need to understand that. It doesn't matter. That's why if we are gonna get into conspiracy theories and shit like that, I don't ever like to get into specifics. You know what I'm saying? Even utilizing that term now is like a detriment in some type of way. Like I don't even like that term now as far as conspiracy theories, because what a big thing to take into consideration. 99.9% of the time, they're not theories. They're backed by fucking hard evidence. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, the government be doing this shit and then be giving it to y'all to have something to talk about. Where do you think QAnon came from? Where do you think the hacker group Anonymous came from? Do you really think, with the amount of advanced technology and the amount of processing power and the amount of people that they hire to do coding for them in the government and shit like that, and how big their servers must be and shit like that, do you really believe that there are a group of people out here who are just regular motherfuckers who be doing credit card scams or some dumbass shit? Do you really believe these people would band together and would have the capability to hack into any type of government software, to be able to access any type of blacklisted document, to be able to gather any piece of information, to be able to get, because this is the thing y'all need to take into consideration. We got QAnon and we got the hacker group Anonymous, right? If these people can do it as a group, why is there not an individual person out there who's able to do the exact same thing and gravitate the exact same type of documents? You get what I'm saying? If these two groups are able to do it as a team, you get what I'm saying? Regardless of what's going on, like even let's just reflect on a biblical point to utilize this for an example. It doesn't matter how tight you think that you have your group, there's always going to be one Judas. There's always going to be one person who sells Christ for the silver pieces. You got to understand that there's always going to be one Judas. There's always going to be one person who doesn't agree with the group. There's going to be one person who doesn't feel appreciated, who don't necessarily feel like they getting what they could be getting out of the situation. So by now, the amount of time that all these groups have been around, there would be at least one person who would come out, break away from the group, and start trying to do it by themselves. Y'all need to understand that. So maybe in the beginning, when they first started this shit, as far as releasing certain documents and kind of easing people into the perspective of knowing, like, yeah, the government ain't shit and the government lies and they kill US citizens and they do fucked up things, like, even though that's going on, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like they wanted y'all to have an opinion towards it. That's where they was getting their juice from. That's where they was getting the support from. They were utilizing and transmuting all the energy that they got off of y'all's responses to it, regardless of if it was positive or negative. You get what I'm saying? Like I told y'all can still ride the equilibrium line of not having an opinion towards it, positive or negative. You don't really think about it in a positive or negative manner. You don't really feel towards it in a positive or negative manner. You are just riding the equilibrium, observing it at the moment and kind of utilizing it as a talking point, but that's still the same fucking thing. It's still you paying attention to it. It's still you giving your currency to it in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? So they might have been in a position where they wanted the positive and negative response initially, but now you can tell they don't even give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? That they don't give a fuck if people, even down to the point when they start doing their humiliation rituals on certain celebrities and certain people in the industry and stuff like that. Like they don't even they probably used to care if people continue to fuck with this person or not. They probably used to care if, okay, we come out and say that this rapper beats on his girlfriend. Now we watch how his streams on his music or his album sales tank. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, that they probably don't even give a fuck if they do that to somebody and their streams go up, or if they stay the same and they don't really lose very many people. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't necessarily give a fuck about that. They're just utilizing the celebrity as the star programming to make y'all pay attention to it. It don't matter. Y'all can sit here and not give a fuck about it all day that you want to, but the moment that you're still sitting here paying attention to it, using it as a talking point, you know what I'm saying? You're still doing the exact same shit. You're still giving them what they want out of the situation. They're still getting the benefit, and you're still sitting back left high and dry. So you can title up your video with all the Jay-Z capitals. You can title it up with all the P Diddy. You can title it up with, you know what I'm saying, all of this shit, but you still don't get a million views. You know what I'm saying? You still don't get a million views. Cause yeah, that's what they want everyone to pay attention to right now. But shit, you probably being a person riding on the equilibrium side of it, you're probably actually still mixing in real content with whatever bullshit that they're wanting us to pay attention to at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you might spend a couple minutes talking about Jay-Z and P. Diddy right now for the moment. But as the video continue, you start talking about more real shit. You know what I'm saying? Your video will still not gravitate any type of attention on the level that it could, on the level as far as most people that you see who never had views in their life on their YouTube channel, and then the moment they start titling Jay-Z and fucking P Diddy and all this shit, all of a suddenly their fucking YouTube shit blows up, and their live stream that is titled with Jay-Z and P Diddy on it all of a sudden got fucking 500 live viewers when they was peaking at 10 or 12 before that. You know what I'm saying? So you can ride on the equilibrium side of it all that you want. You just need to understand from an equilibrium perspective that you're still giving them what they want. You're still giving them the attention that they need. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I wanted y'all to realize, because majority of people are riding on that more equilibrium state. You know what I'm saying? That nowadays, like people are like, yeah, we know fucking rappers beat their girlfriends. Like, yeah, we know motherfuckers got P Diddy parties and freak offs and all this shit. However y'all want to terminologize this shit, or whatever fucking word you want to use for it. You know what I'm saying? We are already knowing this shit. We already are knowing about the Illuminati. We're already knowing about the lies and the killing and starting wars for no reason other than to generate money. We already know about all this shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't give a fuck about it now. Like, we don't necessarily care. There ain't really shit we can do about it on that type of timing, unless we want to fucking, get on some anarchy type of shit and be stupid and give them a reason to fucking shoot all of us and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really give a fuck about it. Now we're just going to utilize this as a talking point, because now it's interesting. Now it's something that you should pay attention to. It's interesting how the government keep fucking us over. You know what I'm saying? That's what this shit has turned into. Yeah, it's real interesting how the government keep fucking us over. Yeah, it's real interesting how they're coming up with viruses and shit like that. It's real interesting how they doing all these different things. It's real fucking interesting, but we don't give a fuck about that. Like, I don't really care. I don't feel positively or negatively towards it. Like, I'm not going to be angry or upset about it. It's just interesting, and we just going to talk about that for the moment. You still doing the same exact thing. If you don't know that, you still doing the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is the thing too. by a person sitting and talking about a bunch of conspiracy theories, Illuminati, and what's going on in the music industry, and who's beating on who, and who's going to jail, and who's catching a RICO case now. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. I had a point I was going to. Hold on. I had a point I was going to off of that shit. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You would think that a person utilizing all these talking points all the time, you would think that a person might be actually deeply invested into this shit. That's where the translucent aspect of the title is coming from today. You know what I'm saying? You might think that just because a person, if even if it's somebody that you encounter in your environment, somebody that you work with or some shit like that, and they always want to be talking about conspiracy theories and what secret technology the government have right now and all these other type of things, you know what I'm saying, and their rituals and spells and all this type of shit, you know what I'm saying, you might think that a person is deeply invested into that person might not give a fuck about that at all. They just might think it's interesting or something cool to talk about. If you'll notice, a lot of times this is kind of like a person's default or go to at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you ever get in those situations where there's like awkward silence, you know what I'm saying, in a moment in reality or some shit like that, like you're at work or something, all of a sudden like a awkward silence pops up, you know what I'm saying? If you will notice, a lot of the time what a person's mind will go to, if they're like a person who is like, and this is going to be like majority of people that you encounter in life, you know what I'm saying, majority of people that you encounter in life are going to be in a perspective where they're going to try to fill that uncomfortable silence, or that awkward silence with a story, or to start talking about something that might be interesting to other individuals. You know what I'm saying? Majority of people are always going to try to fill that space. A lot of people can't really deal with the uncomfortability, and a lot of people can't pick up on the social cue to realize, like, okay, this is happening because maybe this person doesn't want to talk right now, or there's nothing left to be said. We've already said everything that needs to be said. Now we just need to walk away from each other and, you know what I'm saying, carry on. Maybe later on we can spark up another conversation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people won't pick up on that social cue. They'll think, oh, fuck, it's an awkward silence. It's uncomfortable. Okay, I need to feel this. I need to try to make this person laugh. I need to tell a story about myself and what I was doing last weekend. Or, like I said, a lot of people will default to government shit. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be like, or entertainment shit as well. Did you see that Joe Rogan podcast last week? Holy fuck, that was crazy. Like, did you see who he was interviewing? Holy shit. Holy shit. You know what I mean? Same thing with the government shit. Do the exact same thing. Did you see that speech Donald Trump gave last week? Did you see, you know what I'm saying? So you'll notice a lot of people will default to some government shit or some entertainment shit, which is another branch off of their system anyway. So it's still, all of it really stem back to some government shit at the end of the day. Even just the fact of you not being able to pick up on a social cue and deal with the uncomfortability, even if you want to sit here and tell a story about you and what you experienced last weekend when you was riding four wheelers or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's on that, like, still that mentality of being like, oh fuck, I don't know how to deal with the uncomfortability. Oh fuck, like I can't pick up on the social cue. I need to fulfill this. I need to fill this hole. I need to fill this awkward silence immediately. Even that to me is some type of concept of some type of weak insecurity, shadow government type of mentality in and of itself anyways. You know what I'm saying? So like all that shit stem back to government shit. But what the point that I'm really getting at is the translucent aspect. You know what I'm saying? You'll never really know what somebody has going on. So they can utilize these government talking points all day and gravitate towards this shit as talking points for the interesting factor and shit like that. But still realize that this person, they might not give a fuck about government shit at all. And this person might just be right in the equilibrium line as far as just observing it at the moment. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I just want y'all to realize that is still you giving attention towards that shit. That's why I don't like to get very That's why don't like to get very specific when we start to talk about government shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I've uploaded fucking 250 videos. I have one video that has any type of celebrity's name in it, and it was right after the election, and I was breaking down the government psyop at the moment. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only video that you can find on my channel that have anybody else's any type of celebrity or some shit's name in it. So I don't like to get very specific as far as pointing out exactly what they're doing at the moment, unless I need to break down some type of mentality that I'm experiencing or I'm seeing with throughout the world at the moment, or some type of influence that I'm noticing and discerning from the experiences that I'm seeing in life at the moment. You know what I mean? So sometimes you kind of need to you like to point out a certain psyop, or point out a certain mentality that they're using at the moment, or some form of energy influence that they're utilizing at the moment. Like, yeah, you might need to like actually point out in specific certain shit that's gravitating through the news space or through the internet space at the moment. Like, you might need to utilize that. You know what I'm saying? But don't just be in a position where we just sitting here talking about government conspiracies all day, and we're watching their every move, and we're watching every CIA document that get released, and we're watching for every time that somebody finally come out and say that they was lying about some shit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of that, we need to be in more of a perspective of utilizing those as tools to explain what the narrative and what the environment and what the agenda that they're pushing through, what they're utilizing for y'all to pay attention to at the moment. You get what I'm saying? Like that is like, for me, from my experience, that's like the true equilibrium to extract out of it. You know what I'm saying? You want to be more so focused on, and this is how you can tell the difference between a person who can really discern what's actually going on in the world, as opposed to a person who is just talking about shit for the sake of they find it interesting at the moment, or it's some form of entertainment to them at the moment, or they think that talking about this is going to get other people to talk to them, or other people to tune into their YouTube channel or some shit at the moment. You know what I'm saying? That's how you can really discern the difference. When a person would rather be more focused on what is actually happening, as far as who just got killed, who just went on Rico case, who just went to jail. Hold on. Motherfuckers is calling me. My bad. But yeah, that is how you can tell the difference. A person who really actually can't tell what's going on in the world for the most part, and is just utilizing Google Scholar type of aspects. Shout out to Dolo for that term. Utilizing Google Scholar type of aspects, or news channel scholar type of aspects, as far as just they only know about something that's going on whenever they see somebody post a YouTube video about it. They only know when something's going on when whenever they see the actual ritual and spell of what they're playing out at the moment, and what they're putting in y'all's face, as far as on the news channel, or on the, you know what I'm saying, or on the QAnon website, or on the anonymous hackers website, or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That type of person who only speaks about what you can actually see, what's actually taking place at the moment. That's how you know a person who don't really know what's going on. A person that really know what's going on will talk about the narrative and the agenda of what the ritual and spell actually represent, and what type of mentality, characteristics and traits, energy, frequencies, vibrations that they're trying to manifest and bring into fruition, based upon what they're putting in front of your face right now to pay attention to. You get what I'm saying? That's how there's a very keen difference. You get what I'm saying? There's a very keen difference. So the person who really knows what's going on, 9 times out of 10, don't need to actually point at every little news article and every little interview and every little fucking Illuminati, every little conspiracy theory to be like, yeah, this is what's going on. You might just need 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to sit here and give every fucking, you know what I'm saying? That's how you can really tell the difference. So y'all just don't get lost in that translucent aspect of thinking that people necessarily give a fuck more than they do. Because like I said, I had ran into the rare few as far as people who talk about this shit all the time and are actually into it, are actually like really strong and outspoken Republican, Democrat. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like I've experienced those people, and they totally do exist. They totally are out there. You know what I'm saying? But majority of people have an understanding, like, yeah, the government ain't shit. They lie to us. We know about the Illuminati. We know about the conspiracy theories. We know what they really be up to. You know what I'm saying? We don't necessarily give a fuck about it. We just talk about it. And y'all need to realize that's where like majority of the world is at right now. That's why the psyops continue, because they've got y'all in a perspective right where they want you. So they can be, and it's funny because I was bringing my hands together to like show like right where they want you type of energy, but it kind of manifested into Birdman hand rubbing type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It could be that's they got you right where they want you now. You know what I'm saying? That's where they want most of the world. Like they have peeped game from this shit for a long time. They seen that this is already where the world was gravitating towards anyways. They already knew the world. That's why you see all this national news or worldwide news and shit where all we see from other countries is the strict police control that they have and the strict gun control that they have and shit like that, so that Americans can be in that same type of category of being like, oh, fuck, like, look what's going on over here in Canada. Look what's going on over here in the UK and shit like that. Like, look how much control the government has there. So, yeah, we need to not give a fuck even more so about government. That's why we see all this shit now. They already knew the world was coming to this perspective. You know what I'm saying? So now they're just going to sit back, continue to run things regardless of if y'all fucking vote or not. You know what I'm saying? They're going to continue to elect their officials. They're going to continue to put people in positions. They're going to continue to have a political system and continue to run things. You know what I'm saying? But they just put y'all in a situation where it's like they're like, we got y'all right where we want y'all, and we don't even really need y'all no more. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can sit over here and not give a fuck about it, but still yet tune into every YouTube video of the tyrants of Canada and the tyrants of the UK and shit like that. But tune into every video of every time a rapper get a RICO charge, and tune into every video every time a new political official get elected, and tune into every video of every time a new conspiracy theory comes out and we have some type of backhanded agenda that we're about to utilize on y'all, that we're going to tell you about it first and then still continue to do it. And then meanwhile, it don't matter if you give a fuck about it or not. You still paying attention to it. You still talking amongst your friends about it. You still giving us your attention and your energy, bitch. We got you right where the fuck we want you at. This is where this shit has been coming to. That's where all this shit has been coming to. So that's why now I don't think the sorry, God. I gotta stop hitting a weed pen while I'm on live. I need to go back to smoking flower on live or some shit, because I didn't cough nearly as much. We're gonna have to go to Game Greens only. Game Greens only. And if you don't know, the best rap out there is the Game Greens, motherfucker. The Game Greens. That's the best rap out there. But anyways, let's continue where I was at. You know what I'm saying? As I was attempting to say before the fucking weed choked your boy up, I don't think it's as important to pay attention to what's going on the world stage as much anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to notice that the thing that's going to get people to be able to even perceive what is going on the world stage and perceive things from a more macro view is personal growth and development. Like I truly think that that is the only thing that is going to get people to the point where they're actually able to understand what's going on. Personal growth and development. I think majority of my messages moving forward are going to be about that, even if we might utilize shit that's going on the world stage at the moment as examples. You know what I'm saying? And whatever astrological experiences and influences that we're dealing with at the moment, and that type of aspect as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still gonna be talking about shit like that and having certain things to point as examples for y'all and shit like that. But I truly think the majority of what my audience and as far as people who want to listen to me and people who know that what I'm saying is true and want to be in a more sufficient state of being and be able to correlate themselves with themselves more sufficiently and therefore with reality more sufficiently, I believe that what you should be paying attention to, giving your time and energy to, is personal, individual growth and development, knowing yourself, bettering yourself in whatever type of way that you can. That's why I'm coming. If y'all pay attention to my last, like, and y'all are fucking up too, by the way. I want y'all to know that y'all ain't giving the videos, the live streams that need the love that they need, the love that they need, bro. I'm seeing these really banger ass videos with really good teachings, really good perspectives, only getting like 30 some views. Like y'all are fucking up on that tip, bro. So anybody who come across this video and has watched up until this point, go through my channel and go and watch the most recent like 10 videos for real. Let me pull up my channel on the other page. So go to the fucking tab that has live stream. And you know what? I'm gonna just stream this shit so y'all can see it real quick. Okay. The biggest question is though, can y'all see her? No, the screen goes black as soon as I switch. Why? And it's not gonna let me fucking scroll while I'm here. Okay, so y'all want to click on the live stream tab whenever you get to my channel. As you can see, you got all these different tabs. You want to be on the live stream tab, okay? And that's where you're gonna find these videos that I'm talking about. What's it called? Where's the one that I was speaking on specifically that motherfuckers was not paying attention to? Right here, right the fuck here. You see your 3 states of consciousness. 32 views. Man, y'all are fucking up out here. Y'all are fucking up out here. I got videos that ain't as hard as this that has way more views. This video is extremely hard. Fucking take it, download it, put it in your playlist, share it to all your friends. And you know what you can do? Actually, matter of fact, take the thumbnail and go and put it up on your most nearest fucking billboard. Everybody in the world needs to know about this shit. You know what I'm saying? And what y'all will realize too, if you start from the 3 states of consciousness video, like there's obviously more videos below it. I've made a lot of content. You know what I'm saying? But if you start at the 3 states of consciousness video and start to just go up from there, yeah, realistically, you could probably skip the Trump one unless you just want some perspective on government shit at the moment. You know what I'm saying? But start from the 3 states of consciousness video, go up from there. And because I used a lot of tying shit together. I utilized a lot of like these videos are all essentially branches. It's like one big tree, and it's connected to one big root system. You know what I'm saying? And the tree grow, and you know what I'm saying? Each video has like children, and then it split with another branch, and then that have like another child. So this whole content from your 3 states of consciousness up is essentially one big family tree of content. You know what I'm saying? So y'all y'all pay attention to that shit. Go and actually watch those videos, anybody who hasn't. Because if you haven't, you're fucking up. Oh God, you're fucking up. And if you don't go watch it, message wasn't meant for you. Message wasn't meant for you. I'm sorry. But yeah, y'all go check that out. And then y'all also go and check this shit out. Go and check this shit out as well. Because y'all fucking up on this too. I done peeped. Yeah, look. Y'all go and fucking blast Doug Dimmadome and Dublaze. Y'all go blast these two. Y'all are slacking. Y'all are slacking. I'm averaging around 100 views right now on this album. If we're not counting Dublaze and Doug Dimmadome, motherfucker. So I'm averaging around 100 views. So AKA that means y'all need to go and get these motherfuckers up to 100 views. Go and bump the new album. We ain't even close to done yet either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's only 6 songs. This is gonna be a fat ass album. Y'all don't even know. I'm uploading one song every day or every 2 days, depending upon how fast I can get the mastering finished on it. So yeah, y'all gotta go pop through and fucking show me some love. You know what I'm saying? Show me some love on my channel. Y'all are just skipping over certain songs. We don't do that. We sit down and we listen to the whole fucking album. When the whole album's up, though, I'll let y'all know so that y'all can actually view it as one collective piece of work. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're essentially done with the translucent talk. You know what I'm saying? This shit has a lot more to it. You know what I'm saying? I just broke this down in the simplest of terms with the simplest of examples for you guys to look at. But this can play out in a multitude of ways. You know what I'm saying? You can be perceiving that somebody's sad and they're not. You can be perceiving that somebody, you know what I'm saying? It can play out in a multitude of ways. You know what I'm saying? All that you're going to get is a foggy idea of where this person might be at, unless they're able to be a truly unique individual and truly be themselves. Then they're going to be in a position where it's apparent and it's evident. They wear it on themselves. It's like kind of like wearing your heart on your sleeve type of energy. Like you can tell, yeah, and you can sense like familiarity and all that shit when a person is really like a unique individual and shit. You will know exactly where they're coming from. You will know exactly what's going on with them. You know, if you are also a unique individual, you know, let's make that very clear as well. You will all, there will never be no confusion. There'll never be no misunderstanding where a person's coming from. You know what I'm saying? That's when it becomes more transparent. But when a person isn't able to be themselves, even if you are a unique individual, it's still going to be partially translucent for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Because you're only going to be able to pick up on like a frequency or a vibration. You're going to be able to either tell where this person is at mentally or emotionally, or a combination of the two. And yes, that's very useful, but you got to understand humans are very fickle, and a person might be moving on some type of mentality combination of frequency and vibration, thought and feeling, idea and emotion, that is predicated towards a virtue and principle like loyalty, and they might be showing you that at the moment, just due to whatever you might be able to do for them, either mentally, emotionally, or physically, or spiritually in some type of aspect. You know what I'm saying? And that loyalty might go away very quickly. You know what I'm saying? And that might become something like betrayal, hatred. You know what I'm saying? All types of shit that it could be. So yeah, just keep that in mind. The translucent aspect plays out in a long multitude list of ways. You know what I'm saying? Just apply the sentiment and apply the tool for what it is. That way you can move more sufficiently with dealing with individuals, and that way you realize, like, yeah, humans are fickle. This person might be able to show me this right now. I might be able to get this sense off of this person right now, but that very well could become something else later on. That very well could dissipate very quickly. You know what I'm saying? So y'all take it easy. I'm out this bitch. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It's Schwetzy in this bitch. We out. Take it easy.